from a Grayce perspective, we support data, tech and change. And over the last few years, we've seen a really high increase in the need for data and tech resources. It's no surprise as a result of the pandemic, we've seen an accelerated need in digital innovation across insurance, and the opportunities that has created and the different roles and the different types of skills that are needed have changed. So it is actually a blend of hard and soft skills that we're seeing the need for, especially within that young talent end of the market. And we'll touch on both actually. The types of projects that we've seen come through that need that tech and data resource are around modernising claims journeys, making sure that digital journey is completely smooth, minimal touch points. We've got all generations represented in the workforce as well, so it's really diverse. But then also some of the harder skills, if we go into the detail around that cloud-based software, Azure, AWS, there's a real need to move from physical servers to virtual. And with that, cybersecurity, keeping all of our data safe, ensuring that all of our data is safe and protected, and all of our consumers are too. But then also from a user experience perspective, so all of the websites streamlining, ensuring that the back-end technology is upgraded so that it's fast for people to access. And then we've seen a real sort of shift in the languages and programming. So Java has been overtaken in the last 5 years by Python, but it has really highlighted the need that for individuals and the people in the workforce to be really adaptable. Being able to adapt to change, because change is absolutely inevitable and will happen quite often. Scarily, I read last week that technical skills have a half-life of 2.5 years. I mean, that's not a lot. There's continually learning. Actually, we need innovative people in the workforce so that we can drive more innovation. We've got disruptors entering the traditional market quite regularly now as well. So that diversity of thought is really important. We're seeing the need for resilient, intellectually curious people as well, to be able to relearn those skills, drive innovation, and the new definition of talent I was reading is that it's something that can't be replicated by tech or robots or AI. We can innovate as people, technology can't. So it's important that whilst we have that hard skill, we have the hard skills, we absolutely have the soft skills, and we're developing our workforce to be continual learners as well. From a partnerships perspective, and Emma, it's not surprising that you're not seeing as many females actually applying, because it starts before they even come into university. So at their A levels, 16 to 18 years old, and finding the right partnerships to make to support. I'm happy to share some links afterwards, but we partner with a company called Code Nation, and we support coding boot camps for 16 to 18-year-olds. So they starting to learn, they're starting to understand more about it, and employers can fund Code Nation. It goes throughout, and on after 18 as well, and they're doing huge amounts of work for women in tech as well. So I think it's all about our partnerships, learning from each other, collaborating, but the problem does go back quite far, actually, unfortunately. Yes, and I think there are lots of things that we can do to improve that as well. So what we do is look at gender neutral job adverts, really clear. We celebrate a wide diverse of different people across all of our channels, and we really celebrate women in tech and make sure that that's completely advertised throughout. It's ensuring that you can't be what you can't see. It's, they can really see, it's really visible, and they feel supported. They feel like they can bring their authentic selves to work. When we try and do that, as soon as you start the digital journey with us and you start that application program, right through to being deployed, that's something that sits across the whole piece. We have a wide range of different practices that we support, and one thing that we are really trying to do with our insurance practices is making insurance a really attractive place to work and shout about and promote about all of the fantastic innovation that's happening. Arguably, there's probably more innovation that's happening in insurance at the moment to get to this digital transformation than other industries that we see and we support. Quite often, our analysts will say, oh, I really want to work in fintech, and they choose their different practices, but it's never seems to be insurance. And we really want to change that, because actually we've got so much that we could be doing here, and what could we be doing more of to promote some of the fantastic work that they could be getting involved with. The soft skills that are needed, that authenticity, the trust, it's all really, really important. And in terms of, some of the skills that people want, it is that authenticity, and it is that caring nature that does. I want vulnerability as well, because actually it shows that there's makes them a little bit more human, makes them a little bit more like us, but also there's career stories. You could do knowledge exchanges and knowledge sharing, where they're talking about some of the career stories. I mean, at Grayce we've just launched reverse mentoring walk a mile in shoes, so we could do reverse mentoring as well. As loads of different things that actually we could get visibility for our leaders and get them out, a little bit more, make them a little bit more visible, more human as well. I'm more than happy to share the white paper that's been released on that as well.